I am sorry for how graphic this is about to get, but if you use Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap on your nether regions in the shower, you've got like 5 seconds until your genitals are way too refreshed. It's like you stuck an Altoids mint up your cookie. It's horrible. I know that whenever people ask, how are you? They're looking for like, oh, I'm good, how are you? But I feel like that's tantamount to lying. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm terrible, but I'm alive. How about you? This is a common problem at conventions too, because people come up to you and that's when they really want like the short answer of like, great, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever. And then like, they're like, how are you? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like my life is crumbling and even my soul has cat hair stuck to it. So how are you? And they're like, oh my God, I wish I was away from here.
But that makes it easier. Then they just go away.
That's literally the point. At any given moment, I'm just trying to escape other people. It works. It works out.
What was good this year? Was anything good this year?
I knew that you were going to ask that. I thought about this. Like, I've been thinking about this for the past couple days. I'm like, he's going to say, like, what was the best thing about 2020? And I've been racking my brain trying to come up with, like, what is the best thing about 2020? And I don't know. I think crippling depression is having a really good time right now. Like, 2020 is definitely the best year for that. I think the writing in 2020 got a little bit lazy here and there. So I'm excited for 2021 to bring back a few things like Murder Hornets. Like, we heard about Murder Hornets early on, but then they just kind of went away. So I think that was a setup for something real exciting in 2021. So I'm excited for that season to come out. And those were the only good things.
In general, I think I prefer dudes that have like emotional baggage.
Do you? I hadn't noticed that.
Like, just so sad Thor is all like, oh my God, you look like you should be on you know, or something, man.
This is something we
Nothing
talk about in
hotter.
therapy and not
Woo!
on camera.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I use humor as a coping mechanism. Anyways.
After college, I tried to find an apprenticeship, but as it turns out, when you act and talk like I do, people don't want to be around you very much. So
2020, a bouquet of horrors.
What kind of flowers would that be?
I feel like it would just be disembodied cat buttholes on a stem.
Yeah.
That's how I would make a 2020 bouquet. Like, there's got to be a certain point that the cracks in your sanity just converge, and so you have to laugh at everything happening. You're like, oh, the world's crumbling. Ah. You know.
All right, so what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to peeing in a variety of places, because right now no one's allowing people to like pee at public restrooms. They're all closed because of COVID. So you just have to be able to hold it. So if you want to drive anywhere, you gotta squeeze it back. So I can't wait until 2021, and maybe I can pee in a few more places. I want to travel, and I want to, like, you know, leave the country and see beautiful things, but I always want to do that. But the things I'm specifically looking forward to about 2021 are little things like that, like a fan blowing on my moistened digits. It's gonna hit differently.
Holler at me, Wahlbergs. I could be one of you. I have widely set eyes. I'll blend right in.
That's my mother's biggest thing.
Yeah, widely set eyes.
I think
you could drive a Mack truck between these things.
That's what like every creepy dude at like Walmart at 2 a.m. thinks. Like they see that you have a tattoo and they come up to you and like, hey, you must like pain, right? You're just like, I want to shower in bleach.
If I can go back in time and tattoo my face on Leonardo da Vinci or something, people are gonna think like, oh my God, you know, he invented so many things, and this surely is his greatest failure. Like the second I'm born and show this face, because I assume I was born face first, and I'm just like they're gonna be like, ah, El Diablo!
I expect to come out of this a lot stickier when I venture into public for the very first time, where all the restrictions are gone. I feel as though it's just gonna be a golem kind of crawling out of a cave and just somewhat sticky to the touch. The tactile sensation of touching me is going to be so much more unpleasant than it already was.
He came to me and he wanted the world's filthiest toilet, so I had to like put feces smeared down the side and stuff like written on the wall behind it. I can't remember what was written on there, but there was Venus flytrap coming out too, because I have a very whimsical notion of what is disgusting and filthy. And I guess like a plant coming up and just like giving you a little smooch on the tush would be like pretty filthy while you're on the toilet.
You just want to do a tattoo of like a cat riding a unicycle or something, or like a dead girl like making out with a spider, you know, normal stuff like that. But instead they're like, yeah, but the thing is, the girl has to look exactly like my uncle, and the spider has to look exactly like me, and I don't want to get into that, but the spider also has to have a tattoo of my birthday and my death day, and I don't know my death day yet, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look in a witch's eye, and then I'm gonna email correspond back to you when I'm going to die and how it's going to happen, so that we can have a representation visually of my death in the background. Spoiler alert, I think it's gonna have something to do with the ocean, so they have to be underwater, and also I would like some jellyfish.
Listen, what I'm the most drawn to is how much cleavage that butt has, because it implies that those butt cheeks are like violently overlapping each other, so that there's like a really harsh V. Like, I feel like you could get like at least 6 inches between those cheeks before you hit the valley.
Do you guys want to know about Kelly's butt crack? Because she doesn't have one. She has a 3-inch crack. And we've been friends since low-rise jeans were a thing. And she bent down one time, and I was like, "Where the fuck is your ass crack?" Because they were like, I bent down her butt, and there was no crack.
I have a really low butt crack, and so essentially my body is shaped kind of like an egg for speed. And
just roll her down the hallway.
Yeah, but it's a really low butt crack, and I like to look at it as it's just more efficient. I can't moon somebody without like showing my full nether region.
The crack is the part that they blur out, so that's how we know it's the dirty part. And
yeah,
if you have no crack, it's like being nippleless.
Like if I have to moon somebody, it's like showing them the full abyss.
Do you think about that like once a day, like I do? That Howard Hughes had all of his jars of urine dated and like time stamped, and then he had an entire warehouse that he kept them in, and he had someone on payroll to guard the jars of urine. Isn't that amazing? That's the kind of richest man in the world that I would want to be. Is like, oh, what are your priorities? And like, number 1, jars of urine. Number 2, watching Ice Station Zebra on repeat. And number 3, wearing Kleenex boxes on my feet. Other than that, you know, I'm just a simple guy.
I'm not fond of the color green, personally.
One of the things I love about 2020 is everyone's wearing masks now. So when you do see a person without their mask on, you feel a little bit naughty. Like it's like if you accidentally see someone getting out of the shower and you're like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't realize, because you saw like their upper lip and their nose and everything. And you're like, oh my God, I saw his nostrils. So that's like a new base, I think. Nostril play.